What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Parlor Talk tonight. So, our guests tonight that we're hosting, two people that I'm really close with, friends of mine. But first off, we got Jason Keats from Freehold, New Jersey. My man, how are you?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me, guys.
What's up,
Appreciate
Jay?
it.
Absolutely. So, welcome to Parlor Talk. Um, you know, we've been kicking it, chopping it up with different industry guys, and we know that you kind of are just handling shit with the royal family and all the stuff you got going on with Tommy. So, I thought it would be really awesome to kind of bring you on and just let people hear you talk a little bit more about the Jason Keats brand and kind of some of the awesome stuff you have going on.
Right.
Most recently being at HQ, and then all the great stuff planned for the summer. So we're just excited to have you on. How you hanging in there, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hanging in here like most DJs. I'm playing from home DJ sets. It's funny they call them bedroom DJs, and now like that term applies so well because I'm literally in my bedroom and I set up my mixer, and that's all I need, and I'm playing music, and people are seeming to enjoy it, and we're just having a good time. We're trying to make the best of it. That's really it. And like you said, I've been involved with the private event industry. That's actually how I met you. Is we were working with a private event company, and you were DJing, and I wasn't even really DJing yet. I mean, I was, but I wasn't.
Right.
But you know, um, definitely someone that I looked up to was someone like you in the industry, and it's funny because I segued into the club industry, and now it's all starting to unfold. Now I'm 27 years old. I've been doing this for a long time, and for younger guys out there, I'd love to share some insight on kind of the journey of the private events to the club bar industry. So
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. And you had a proper coming up. I feel like doing kind of a little bit of both, and now like not. I would say like with all those years under your belt, really being able to exercise your knowledge and your skills to come out of the gate and just like crush bigger events. Like I know most recently you were at HQ nightclub. Why don't you talk a
I,
little bit about that experience? Because I heard great things. The content was amazing. Shout out Will Visionary Ventures for
Oh yeah.
capturing it.
Oh, he's the best. Shout out Will Refuge. Some people know him as Will. Some people know him as Refuge. Some people know him as Visionary Ventures. Check him out if you need headshots or anything video. He's the guy to go to. But as far as HQ goes, it's a funny story how that happened. Because for those of you who don't know, there's a guy named Benoit who's a talent booker. He's maybe the best on the East Coast of finding talent, and I just know him, through the years. And he texted me. He texted me and he goes, "Hey, are you available February 7th?" And I go, "Yeah, of course, I'm available." And he goes, "Can you play at HQ2?" And I said, "Yeah, of course. Like this is like a lifetime opportunity." And I said to him, "Who am I opening up for?" And he said, "You're headlining." And I literally shit my pants because I've been waiting on that opportunity for a long time. Um, and they gave me a chance on a Friday night, which is maybe their slower night.
Right.
And it was just crazy how it all unfolded and went down. And I'm just so happy how it happened.
No, that's fantastic, and it's weird. Like you make a good point about how sometimes, in the most unexpected time, the best opportunities come up.
Literally,
And yeah,
yeah.
right. And like you easily could have just maybe not texted him back or said, "Hey, I got something else going on." But I think it's cool that like you took advantage of that and you guys owned it, and then the whole team came together. I saw like all the pictures and videos. It looked really sick, man. So
It
just
was it was crazy because I felt like Monmouth County in New Jersey was like in the building, like heavy.
awesome.
Like obviously I have a big group of friends that supports. You had RSAM, Ricky and Andrew on the other night, and you had Parker,
Yep.
who are close friends of mine. And in our circle of friends, we kind of really support each other heavily. Whatever we're doing, whatever projects we're doing, whether it's music, art, fashion, anything that we're doing, we support each other. We promote on social media, and it really came full circle on February 7th. And the GM Manny is his name.
Yep.
I was like, dude, like I've never seen a Friday night like this. I was like, really? Like, I didn't know because I haven't really like been to HQ on a Friday. I usually do private events. So it's great that we have a supporting cast to help everything to push the movement.
Yeah, fantastic, man. And everything we heard was really super positive, and I think that's definitely like a milestone career point, going down to HQ, making a name for yourself, which is incredible. So, again,
Definitely,
shout out to you, Jay, and the whole team that was supporting that. That was really fantastic.
definitely.
So let's kind of like dive in. I know a lot of people, we see you promote Jason Keats. We see a lot of Tommy's come out of your social medias. We see a lot of Royal stuff. So talk to us a little bit like the Royal business, because I know you are really heading up the weddings, right? That's primarily your focus for
Right.
privates right now.
So when people see Royal Entertainment and they see us, they see a facade of Sweet 16s, right? Like we've been doing them for years. We do bar bat mitzvahs, and then a few years ago, I said to myself, "Hey, why don't we launch a whole new wedding division?" And being Anthony, who's my partner, we started Royal Entertainment Weddings, and it's a whole new division of what we're doing, and it's something new. It's something fresh. We're getting a lot of referral clients, people I went to high school with, people Parker went to high school with, things like that. People are coming to us with like they want that DJ's wedding, right?
Yep.
They're like, I want it to feel like DJs, you know. And that's the kind of client that we're getting right now, and it's just amazing to see. We started with nothing. Then we had 20 weddings in like 2016. Then we had 30 weddings in 2017, and then it just keeps growing and growing and growing. It seems to be something that we're doing organic, and it's word of mouth rather than throwing Facebook ads and things like that. And that's it. It just feels more real in that sense.
Yeah, no, that's cool, and I think that's the best way to build that wedding business is organically, because
Mm-hmm.
there's everyone there people could go out there, but Groupons and like people that they're throwing thousands of
Oh yeah,
dollars at those
yeah,
certain promotional websites, or whatever the case may be, or they're the only recommended at a venue, and you have to use that person. You
and
know,
that's what we're battling against because there's so many great entertainers, and especially because you have them on the show. Especially there's so many great DJ companies in New Jersey, and when I meet with a client, I tell them like that you can't even discount the fact like, and I tell them to go meet with everyone, see what's different. Like we all have the same lights, the same speakers, we have the same everything,
yep.
but the difference between us is the relationship we're going to make and the experience, and really that's what I try to tell our clients.
And I love that because that's just being real. Like you're just giving them the realness. Like it's not a sales pitch. It's not this fancy schmancy kind of like used car salesman pitch. It's just, hey, like you're sitting in this chair in front of me for Jason Keats and Parker Rousseau and Royal Entertainment, and this is
Right,
what it's us. It's our personality. It's our energy. It's how we run a party.
right.
It's our music choice that you're coming here for. Not any of those other those other reasons.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
I
and
agree
we'll
with
we'll
that.
never we'll never speak badly about anyone. Like shout out to all the DJ companies out here, especially now, in this time and everything like that. But for now, what we're really pushing is me as a DJ and Parker as the MC, and
Yep.
that's kind of the combo that we're pushing, and it's working. It's really working right now.
That's good, man, and just keep working through it. And I think what would be like a tip you would give someone that maybe like looks up to you guys as the royal guys? How can I start to do weddings? Like, what would be like a tip you would give someone?
The tip that I got to give to people is that like it's as simple as you have to walk before you run. You don't just start doing like big time events before you start doing the little time events. For years, I was doing pep rallies in high school. I was doing communions. I was doing little sweet 16s. I was doing all that stuff. I had to do backyard parties and all that stuff. You don't just get thrown into the mix doing big time weddings at the Venetian or the Ashford Estate or things like that. And you don't just get thrown into doing HQ2. Um, I've been DJing for a long time now, and I still have a lot to learn. But like I said, you have to walk before you run. You really need to get your experience in. You have to talk to people. Like you're a few years older than me. We've had discussions. I've seen you guys out DJing, and you take those things and you kind of take a little bit from everybody and make it your own. And with time, I think success comes if you keep working at your craft.
Yeah, I love that. All positive, just good knowledge for anyone that's listening right now. Um, that's awesome. And so you got this big private event background, and then obviously breaking into 2020, you're really kind of taking all that and you're kind of going forward with the Jason Keats brand from a nightlife perspective. So talk to me a little
Yeah.
bit about that.
It's funny because when you say my name, Jason Keats, obviously that's me. That's who I am. A lot of people ask me like, why don't you have a DJ name and whatever? And I just never thought of one. I just never thought of like a cool DJ name. So I just said, screw it, let's go with my actual name. So I'm trying to brand myself, obviously. And the opportunity came across with Tommy's Tavern and Tap. They have a few locations, but I specifically deal with the one in Freehold and sometimes in Seabright. I'm good friends with the owners over there. We did some social media marketing for them, and we started a Thursday night, Friday night, and a Saturday night, and now we're doing a brunch party. And it's crazy how it all happened because when it first started, there was like nobody there, like nobody knew about it, and then all of a sudden, Thanksgiving Eve happened, and that
Yep.
was like all of a sudden it just bursted, the bubble bursted,
Yep.
and people found out that okay, there's nightlife in Freehold that's a little bit different that we can go experience.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking west of the Parkway in 18, it's Tommy's. Like
Yeah, I mean
that.
that's what it's becoming. I always say to people, there's something for everyone there. Whether you want to eat, whether you want to just chill, talk, socialize, or you want to listen to music, you can rage. There's pieces of the Jersey Shore there. There's pieces of Miami there. Like when you go back out into like the little courtyard, they have a little place where you can play cornhole. You can catch some sun. You can sit in the cabanas. So there's something for everyone there, and I think that's why, along with the team involved, that's why it's been doing so well. So shout out to Tommy's.
Yeah, that's killer, and that's a fun spot. We always see the team over there. We go and support.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've been watching your live streams a lot. How like what's been the feedback with those live streams? Like, are you getting good engagement? Like, are you going to continue to do them? What's your thought overall on it?
So the live streams have been, so I started like I'd say a week ago. Like obviously when this first started, a lot of DJs started doing this, and I'm like, I'm not gonna play into this. Like I don't want to do this. Like, and then a few days passed, and then I was like, shit, here I am doing nothing. I've watched Ozark for like fucking 3 days straight, and I have nothing to do. And so I started live streaming. I set up a little thing in my room. I ordered like the iRig to get direct audio. And a lot of people started tuning in, and I started getting 4, 5, 600 people per hour. Shout out to DJ Cam, Ledgefest, for setting up the schedule.
Ledge.
Yeah, man, what he's doing is awesome, and you can also donate some money um, to him. And basically, I've been DJing, but I don't think that my neighbors have been too fond of my DJing. That's the only thing.
Oh yeah, you showed me. I don't have the video here. It's on my phone, but we'll post it up later. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
No, it's all
a
good.
recording. All right, so let me set the stage. Jay sends me a video of a Ring camera, and it's facing out.
My neighbor's ring, yeah.
Yeah, your neighbor's Ring facing out to the courtyard, and all of a sudden it's just sound, like like background, like regular neighborhood noise, and then it's like, turn the fucking music down. Dude, I was dying. Did she come like
People were
knock on
like,
your door or what?
so that's the thing, is that everyone's home right now, right? All it takes is, and I live in a place. It's a gated community, and it's a condo association, and we're all on top of each other. All you have to do is just knock on my door and say, "Hey, lower the music. It's too loud." But these people are shouting from like their balconies,
Ridiculous.
"Shut the
They could
fucking
hear, like
music
you could hear
off!
them
You're so
shouting.
inconsiderate."
I couldn't believe it, dude. I was
Was,
crying.
was that your ring? That was
No,
your.
no, it was his neighbors.
Oh, your neighbor sent you their ring. They're like,
So luckily, my neighbor is really cool. We're in a group chat, me and my roommate and my neighbor. So they have a 4-year-old, so we try to be as considerate as possible.
Yeah.
But he's cool. He understands. He knows I'm a DJ, and like literally, so I have no jobs during this time, obviously, and this is all I have is playing music and doing things to improve my brand and things like that. So he understands that. So he sent us the video, and it was just funny how it turned out. People really weren't happy because everyone's home. Like, that's the thing. Everyone's home, and people don't appreciate it. So
Yeah, I know. I'm fortunate in my unit. I'm on end unit, so I don't really get too much shit. But
right,
I used to live in Red Bank, and it was like 12 units in one building, and I
right,
would just be like prepping music for like the weekend on a Thursday, and they'd be
right.
like giving me shit. So definitely like
You
struggled
can't
with
please
it.
everyone. You just can't please everyone.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's a really good point.
yeah.
So I know you've been producing some music. Why don't you tell us about that journey?
Yeah, so for a long time, with the private events, I felt like I was stuck in this hole that was called private events. Which obviously I love the private event, industry and stuff like that, but I felt like there was more that I could do, and I just never did it. And I was doing it when I was younger, but it was put on pause for a few reasons. So I restarted that up, a few months ago, and I really wanted to make a new track because there's a crazy movement going on in the United States. And obviously, I know Chris knows about this. It's called Tech House. Me and Chris love saying tech on each other's pictures. Um,
He eats hi hats for breakfast, right?
oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, you got to
Crispy
do a few
ones.
hand flicks,
Only the
of
crispy
course,
ones, though.
every day just to get the blood flowing, you know. But basically, I feel like there's a difference between American Tech House and other tech house, right? Like that Fisher sound is like American tech house,
Yep.
right? Like
Yep.
it's radio. You could play it, you could play it at weddings and things like that. So I wanted to make something kind of like that people can relate to and can hear and can also play in their for other DJs to play in their sets
Yeah.
as well. So
It's like a more commercial tech, I guess you
yeah,
could
more
say.
commercial tech.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
maybe
the
they'll make a name for it one
and
day.
that UK underground stuff is just totally different. That's like more of an acquired taste, whereas
Oh yeah,
this
yeah.
stuff
Much
like
love, and
Fisher
and
is
listen, I love all kinds of music. I went to Ibiza this past summer. I experienced so much. I took so much from that, but what I wanted to do was come out with something that people can relate to and that American tech house sound. So
yeah.
so my track is called Move Like This. It's going to come out soon. I'm going to self-release it probably on Digital Music Pool. Um, and I'm super excited for everyone to hear it. I sent it out to a bunch of DJs as well. So
Dope, man. So we're super excited to premiere this exclusive right here. This is brand new Jason Keats music, and Chris is gonna spin it up on the J and let me know when you're ready to go.
We're dropping it.
Like this. Like this. Move your feet like this. Like this. Move your feet like this. Like this. Like this. Move your feet like this. Like this. Like this. Move your feet like this.
Absolute smasher.
It's a club knocker.
BBC,
What a tune.
radio.
DJ Cam over on YouTube. This is very tech. All caps.
Shout
Love.
out DJ Cam. I love that guy, man. And
The-
can I shout out Class Kills because people forget that I started out with you guys. So
Yo, thanks, man.
So shout out to you guys.
Thank you, Jay.
For all the support. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course, and I think like it's more important that in this time and what's going on right now is that everyone's reconnecting, kind of trying to strategize for what's next, and we're looking forward to teaming up with everyone. So
Definitely.
that's kind of part of what Parlor Talk is bringing in all different people, connecting everyone, and trying to get like a positive message out there. So I appreciate that 100%. But let's not deviate from the fact that you cooked up an absolute fucking banger track. So let's talk about that real quick. Couple things I really like. I think I like the vocal. I think it's like it's
Shout out Splice.
yeah. Yeah, I think every guy making music right now is just hoarding spice. But yeah, I like the sample. I think it's not corny. It's like very like playable.
Very relatable.
Yep, that's cool. And I think it's like it's funky because it's not a complete roller in terms of the bass line. Like it's you have like some pauses in there, which I think gives it some groove and some swing, which I think is important.
Yeah. I want to get more piano in there. It's still that's the demo version, and I wanted you to play that drop, which thank you for that. But I want to put more piano in there. I think that will make it move a little bit more. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, dude, just keep working on it, man. And like some of these tracks, like, and at least I find this, and you'll hear this from I think like a lot of the people. Sometimes you'll like get this like fire bass, like this bass track put together, but then it's like as you play it out and get feedback from people, you'll start to make those little tweaks, and then that'll be the end result. And
Right.
I think
But everyone's seeming to enjoy it that I've sent it to. I sent an email out a few days ago, so I appreciate all the love. Thank you.
Yeah, right there. We're happy to support, man. So I know that's good stuff. So look, you're working a lot of different angles, and I think that's killer, man. So we're just happy. Our team's happy to support anything you got going on, and I think everyone's just looking forward to the summer, looking forward to getting back to work. Everyone's getting back to gigs, and then just overall, I think there's a lot of positive stuff that's going to come out of what's going on now. So looking forward to it. So keep those live streams, man. Keep up the live streams. That's what I like.
Yeah.
Crispy
I mean,
hi-hats.
me and Sam got live streams going every day now. We're just kind of hanging out, drinking some White Claws. So,
Dude, love it. I love it. And
what
that's
else
like,
are we gonna do?
all right. So the final segment that we got for tonight is Jay, we told you about this. So all right,
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna read you a couple. We actually know, Chris and I were just chopping it up. We don't even know what to call this segment, but
Right.
I'll tell.
We still haven't named it. It will have an official name and an official opening sequence soon, but we're still working on it.
So we're
if anyone's
gonna-
got suggestions, throw it out there. But
All right. So this last segment, Jay. So it's basically like you can't laugh. So we're gonna read you. I'm gonna read you a joke, and you got to keep it straight. You got to keep a straight face, okay? So get a little bit, lean in.
Let me take a sip of this White Claw real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna juice up too.
yeah, and every time you laugh, you got to take a big sip.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Fine. You convinced me.
All right. Lean in a little bit closer. Lean in a little bit closer to the mic so we can see you. All right.
All right. Eat your computer while you're
Get
there.
get your last laugh in right here. All right. So I'm gonna read out these jokes. You got to keep a completely straight face. If you don't laugh without any expression, that's a point for not laughing. And then if you laugh, then you got to take a chug of your White Claw, and we keep going. All right.
Okay.
Last laugh. Last laugh.
Got them all out now. Come on.
Okay.
Shout out
I'm
to.
just thinking it's funny how me and Za are wearing like the same glasses. That's just the only.
That's good. I get all my fashion from you. I get all my fashion from you.
Okay. I'm good.
All right, he's ready. All right, so here's the first joke. What is Forrest Gump's password? One, Forrest, one. Oh, man, this guy's good.
Couldn't get him on that one. He's like biting his cheeks really hard right now to try and not laugh.
All right, here we go. You ready? Reset. All right. Why did the golfer bring 2 pairs of pants? Because he got a hole in one.
Oh, wow! You're really holding that one in.
I don't want you to pass out live on TV here. Take a breath.
I'm good right now. I'm pretty good at this.
All right, we're 0 for 2. We're 0 for 2.
How many questions have we got?
I don't know. You'll find out.
All right, Jay, tell me. Why can't ears be 12 inches long?
Why?
Because then they would be a foot. All right, we're 1 for 2 here. Take a sip.
Wait, these are dad jokes, right?
Yeah, of course.
These are dad jokes.
Yeah.
It's funny because the royal guys call me a dad all the time, so it's just funny how that happens. But anyways, go ahead.
All right, 1 for 2 here. 1 for 2.
Oh boy.
1 for 3.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, you laughed for 1, not for 2. All right, here we go. So Jay, due to the quarantine, I'll only be telling inside jokes. Ooh, boo. All right, here you go. All right, last one. Here you go. Shake it out. I want to be fair. Jay, tell me, how does Moses make his coffee?
How?
He brews it.
Wait, what? What the fuck?
He brews it. He brews his coffee.
That's so stupid.
That's
Yeah,
the
but you
point, man.
laughed.
All right,
Wait, hold
well,
on. Can I ask you a question? Where do you get these jokes from?
dude, the internet, Instagram, Twitter,
Shout out our team, Slav Cam, helping us with the jokes.
executive producers.
Not the team, man.
Our writers, our writing team.
All right, we're gonna chalk you up on a win there because out of 5, you only laughed at 2, man. That's a win. That's a W on the belt, Jay.
Yeah.
That's a W. That's like championship status right there.
Take it, man. We wrecked Cam. He was like 1 for 1 for
I was
6.
watching, man. There's only one night that I wasn't watching this, and that was last night because I was sleeping.
Good, you did
So-
good. Get some sleep.
Well, sometimes you drink too many White Claws too early and you go to sleep early.
That's what happens. You go to the liquor store, you get a variety pack every single day. That's
Yeah,
like a
every day.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Every day.
It's bad.
Jay, we appreciate it, man. So everyone that's listening right now, follow Jason Keats at Jason Keats on Instagram. It's right below his picture. Good friend, homie in the network, talented DJ, putting out some music. He's doing a lot of different things. So keep an eye out for this guy. He's up and coming, and we're excited to watch you and what's coming up for this next season, Jay. So thank you for being on the
You
Parlor
guys.
Talk.
Thanks,
Yes.
Jay.
And subscribe. Subscribe to Class Kills.
Subscribe or die. That's
YouTube.
Subscribe or die.
Where
We're
is
making
it? Where is
shirts.
it? It's over here. Subscribe at youtube.com/classkills.
Love that.
right across the top, baby. So yeah, the best way to support us is head over, if you're on our Facebook, youtube.com/ClassSkills, you go subscribe to our channel. We got some just killer talent coming up, but we appreciate it. Jay, thanks, man. Hang in there.
Thank you.
And next up, we got my man, DJ Tees, all the way from the West Coast. This guy is an incredible producer, touring all around the world, and we're beyond excited to have him. So sit tight. We'll be back in a minute. What's going on, everyone? So welcome back to Parlor Talk. We're getting DJ T's on the line here, but first of all, before we get started here, I want to talk about a good friend of mine. So I don't know how many of you guys know Mr. Q Sauce, DQ himself, close personal friend. I've been fortunate to be rocking with DQ for like over 8 years. His sauce that he's putting out here, I don't know if you know, Mr. Q's grilling marinade sauce. Right, this guy, he's putting out this fantastic stuff here. He's a really good friend of mine. You're probably asking yourself, hey, Zal, why are you plugging Mr. Q's? Well, DQ's a really good friend of mine, and we have him on the show tomorrow night. He's got some really awesome news that he wants to share with everyone. So, I think in this time right now, it's important that everyone's supporting their, supporting their local businesses, supporting their friends. So I know Chris and I on Parlor Talk, we've been buying up a bunch of Mr. Q's sauce here, and this stuff's freaking awesome. You can literally put it on anything: chicken, steak, fish, shrimp, whatever you want. But we've been grilling it, we've been marinating with it. We're eating it all the time. So it'd mean a lot to me if you could, support my man DQ, Mr. Q Sauce. Hit him up, DQ on Instagram. He's all over the place, but Q's a really close friend of mine, and we're just excited to on Parlor Talk be able to support a small local business like this with some really fantastic food, man. His stuff's great, so make sure you go support Mr. Q Sauce. And like I said, tomorrow's episode, we got Q. He's coming on to talk to us. He's going to talk about sauce. He's going to talk about bartending, and he's going to talk about just some other awesome stuff he's got going on. We're going to just sit tight for 1 second here. We're going to patch in DJ T's. So hold on one sec. Hey Tyler, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, great man.
What's going on, brother?
Not much. Sit tight. Chris is gonna he's configuring the screen right now. He's gonna get you up.
Yeah, all good, all good.
Oh, awesome. Tease, how the hell you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty great. What's up with you? How you holding up right now?
Dude, we're doing really awesome. We're excited to have you on here. We obviously we had some time on our hands, so Chris and I spun up Parlor Talk here, just industry based, and we're featuring a lot of artists like yourself. And I know you were a Jersey guy, and now you're on the West Coast, I guess.
Yeah, I'm at an undisclosed location in California. Loving it out here.
Dude, congratulations, man.
Yeah.
I love that, and I think that lifestyle and that wave out there is just fantastic. So,
Yeah, it's a different it's a good change of pace from the East Coast.
yeah, dude, love that. So for the people that are tuned in right now and they don't know Tease, give us like the quick 30-second, if you had to introduce yourself.
Oh, a 30-second rundown. My name's Tyler. DJ producer originally from Toms River, New Jersey, South Jersey.
What's up, TR?
I make Jersey Club. Well, I started out making Jersey Club and a lot of other genres of music, but I got, I guess, known for making Jersey Club. And, I've toured the world a little bit and just loving life, I guess.
Dude, I love that. That's killer energy, man. I know, like, recently, like last season, you were touring all over Asia, right? You were in, Japan, China, Thailand. Go down the list.
Oh, it was busy. The last I'd say since 2018, things got very busy and escalated very very fast. And I toured in China. I think I went to 6 or 7 different cities in China, Thailand,
Dope.
Myanmar, Taiwan, Japan. Where else have I been? I don't know. I think I'm drawing a few blanks right now. It's just a lot. It's just a lot to keep track of.
Well,
yeah, it was a great experience.
No, that's fantastic. And I follow you on all your socials, and I felt like you were in a different city every week. So hats off to you, man. That's freaking.
Thank you.
That's freaking awesome. So
Appreciate it.
and I know you've had some pretty big record releases recently and in the past. So we're just excited to be able to support you and kind of get your message out there from a
Thank you,
producing
man. I
perspective.
appreciate it. Likewise.
So let's just jump into like producing like a little bit more, because I know obviously that's what you're spending most of your time, and you're sitting in your studio. So talk to me about
my humble abode.
dude, I love it, man. So tell me, what DAW are you using? Production workflow right now.
These fluctuations between like I'm still playing piano and guitar. Like I'm still exercising, the skill set on the different instruments, but actually like sitting down and putting stuff together. I haven't really been doing with just melodies and trying to learn music theory, things like that.
Yeah.
DAW wise, I started out in FL Studio back in 2010, I want to say.
Right.
2010. And I used FL religiously all the way up until 2 years ago when I moved out to Cali. And obviously majority of the producers out here that I came in contact with used Ableton. And just to improve the collaborative workflow,
right.
Producing in a studio setting with other artists, it was much more fluid if we were all using the same DAW. So I began venturing into Ableton more, and then as I got deeper into Ableton, the more I realized, for me personally, and everything's personal preference, I feel like Ableton is more versatile than FL Studio.
Yep.
Something that takes 4, 5, 6 different processes to achieve in FL Studio, you can do in 2 clicks in Ableton.
Right.
For example, like transposing and warping the track to a different tempo, things like that. But yeah, so Ableton's my wave, and it's my baby now, and I'm completely obsessed with it. And I think for sense of workflow, I pretty much just sit down. Like if I do want to sit down and actually put a track together, I I literally just sit at the keyboard for 2, 3, 4 hours until just something comes out that I like, and
Yeah, yeah.
then yeah, I just build on that.
That's killer, man. And I love that, and I think it's unique. I think every guy is unique in their creative processes, but I think
Hmm.
it is important for sometimes to just step away from the computer and just kind of just take a break because you can get really sucked into sound design
Yeah.
and all that other shit. And I feel that way sometimes
Hmm.
too, man.
And to be again transparent about this, I don't do a lot of sound design. What I do is I really love to download analog. What's the word? It's not. It's obviously not analog. It's they're trying to recreate analog synths, as
Yep.
VSTs. So I really like finding really retro type sounds and like
Cool.
really digging in my bank. And I recently bought this, which I thought was a pretty fair investment. It's by Arturia. Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Arturia.
yeah,
It's the key.
Arteria.
Yeah, the Key Lab. I picked this up not too long ago, and I, just to kind of give myself more tools to play with. And this thing ended up coming with over 8,000 uh, analog emulators in it.
Amazing.
So I've just been sitting here just like playing with a bunch of different synths and organs and pianos every single day, and it's been really well to me, and I really love it.
That's awesome, man, and that's like a different creative outlet because a lot of guys are in the box, in the
Yeah.
computer. So I think it.
I can't be in the box, man. I try to record everything live and try to get it on tempo to the best of my ability, like, as well as I can play it. And then
Yep,
after essentially I lay down the entire track live, then I go back in and quantize everything and get everything, on count.
that's cool, man.
Uh, yeah, that's just my process.
No, and I love that style that you're using that kind of outboard gear to kind of get a different sound. That's cool. So
Yeah.
where are you heading in terms of genres? Because I know, like you said, you're synonymous with and tied to almost forever with this Jersey club
Jersey Club.
sound, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
you are a very humble guy and you are easy to talk to, but I mean, Whistle was the number one played track at a major festival, so I mean,
Thanks, man.
you can't get away from the that. I still play it. I mean, look, I live
Yeah,
in New
thank you.
Jersey, and that's in my sets regularly. And a lot of guys that are tuned in right now across the team, you hear it played out. So, but like, so what are some other genres that are you going into? Are you going into like more trap? Are you going into more like? Talk to me about it.
I'm trying. Well, I would say over the how do I put this? I think that the music people produce, musicians, what they end up expressing through their work is just a reflection of their current circumstance, situation, and where they're at personally. So through me evolving through these last few years, and I do this quite a bit because obviously a lot of people deal with uh, the perpetual thoughts of self doubt and where am I going.
Right.
So how I cope with that and help myself with that is I look back and see where I've already gone, and it's nice to see the progression of the music I was making as in contrast to where I was in life. So like I was making a lot of Jersey Club, not only because I loved it, but because my environment catered to me making that music. I lived in Jersey. I was going to Jersey Club parties. That was my community. And I still have a lot of close friends within that community that I love. But I've been noticing as I evolve as a person and as I kind of start experimenting and trying to expand my portfolio and my palette of the music I make, it really transformed quite a bit. Like back in like 2010, on repeat, I would have like Mike Gipp on, DJ Slink. I was watching like DJ Jazzy Jeff routines,
Yep.
DJ AM routines.
Yeah.
I was very much into like that type of that realm of the culture. And now fast forward to today, I'm sitting here watching, Hans Zimmer's masterclass in orchestration, and I'm listening to Bon Iver and
Yeah.
Francis and the Lights and Benny Blanco, and really trying to dissect, the musicality of what makes something a hit, and I think that really translates into the current stuff I've been making. Uh, but yeah, no, I'm just trying to rediscover what I don't know how to word this. I guess I'm trying to rediscover what's gonna be the next sound,
Yeah.
for me,
No,
because
love that.
everyone knows me for the club stuff, and I'm trying to demonstrate myself as something more than that.
Yeah. No, of
But
course.
yeah,
Writing a little bit more complex stuff, like,
yeah.
and I think that's cool. I mean, I'm sure you heard some just absolutely wild shit in China, like the music that they're playing out there. It's just different level stuff, right?
Yeah, they're very much into hard sigh and very aggressive, like 150, 160 BPM, just four on the floor, like that, and that's their vibe. And that like everything in life, me going over there and performing was a blessing, obviously, and I love the opportunity of it. But then it kind of put like more of a sour taste in my mouth because then I wasn't able to play the music that I wanted to play while I was there. I had to very much cater to that market,
Right.
uh, which is something that made me realize that I want to work even harder to get my brand and my music where I want to get it so I can go to these places. And not that I don't want to cater to a crowd, but I want the audience that's there to be there because of the music I make. And not just like they're just trying to get a big name to fit a room,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
It's almost like for that kind of gig, they're hiring you as an open format DJ, and you're like, I don't really want to be a DJ. I'm trying to focus on my brand, my music, putting that sound
Exactly.
out there. So
Exactly.
yeah, I
Oh, and
respect
Chris,
that a
by the
lot.
way, what's up? I didn't say hi to you
What's up, bro?
when you
Oh,
first
all
got
good.
in here.
I was running around. We were having some technical issues with my laptop, so I had to go back to the main workstation over there.
Got you. Yeah, I was
How you
gonna use Zoom on my Mac, but like I didn't want to like just be like facing my kitchen, just kind of in the chair. So I figured it's a little
No,
bit more mobile on my phone.
I like that. We get to see a little bit of your setup, man, and it feels a little bit more real. So thank you.
Yeah, it's not too much. I mean, I just have like I said, I got the Key Lab Essential, and then I have just two pairs of monitors to reference. I just got the Yamahas and the Atoms,
Killer.
and that's pretty much it. Just got some headphones. I got my baby right here, my
Dope.
Ibanez.
Wow.
Uh, but besides that, man, it's just in my apartment, just right next to my screen door. So I'll just sit here and make music all day. I'll smoke something down,
Love
you
it.
know.
That's the Cali. That's the Cali wave, man. That's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
So
Love it.
we got some special teas unreleased joints here. Is it cool if we talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah. I had to really go through everything that I've been working on and see like what was the closest thing to being done that I could share with you guys that would be a good, representation of the direction I'm going in.
Yeah, and this is a little bit more down tempo than what you would traditionally make being Jersey Club. So I think that's definitely
Hmm.
interesting. It's definitely a cool sound, way different than your previous work.
I really appreciate that, Chris. Thanks, man.
No, we love it. We're
Means
excited to
a
bring it.
lot.
So tell all the people that are watching on the streams right now. Give it a little intro. Tell us the name of the song, and then Chris is going to play it here.
Uh, so this in particular track. So I'm working on two projects right now. One's called it's an EP called Technicolor, and essentially this entire track I'm trying to embody uh, my last few years of experiences and kind of the entire ride into like a single body of work. And like all the good, all the bad, and kind of everything in between. But then the umbrella I guess, aesthetic of this project is around psychedelics, because over the last couple of years, like even after Whistle came out, I dealt with a lot of personal issues and
Right.
like depression and anxiety and I don't think people realize there's an even greater pressure to follow up something that big. And I was putting out music after that wasn't nearly having that same impact as that record. So then, I start having these thoughts of myself as being a one-hit wonder, and I'm never going to put out a song that big again. And
Right.
you know how it goes. You just downward spiral of negative thoughts about yourself. So I started trying to really understand myself a little bit better, just to, make my world a little bit, more pleasant than what it was. I was making a lot of poor financial decisions. I was making a lot of poor personal decisions, just based on like anxiety and impulsiveness
Yeah. Yeah.
and like the state of mind I was in. But then I ventured into a psychedelics for the first time, and it like, and I'm not praising them as to be an end all be all, like these things solve your problems or anything. But what they did is they completely dissolved my ego, that I ended up developing, because when you have a hit like that, I didn't realize that you can develop a type of ego. Not that I was feeding into it or anything, but it just occurs. It happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
You
wear it.
know, because then people around you start addressing you and treating you almost like you're more than you actually are in a weird way, and then you'll have like a lot of internal confliction about that. So I was combating my ego for the last 2 years, and then psychedelics just fucking melt that shit right off of you, and it's like a very hard reset, and it re-inspired me with music,
Love that.
and it made me grateful for everything that happened rather than being so pessimistic towards it.
Yeah, that's interesting that you bring that up too, because I know a lot of people who have tried that, whether they did it illegally in the U.S. or traveled out of the country to do it, where it's somewhere where it is legal. I think it is a very powerful and underused form of medication in the U.S. It's definitely they really don't even run clinical trials of it down here. But I know,
Yeah.
up in Canada, I know, someone, for example, who has actually done those in a clinical setting, because they experiment with those drugs, and, there's a lot of success with it. So I think it is, like you're saying, it is definitely something that's very powerful, and I think
And
it's cool that you're open and you like talk about it too. Like that
I
takes
don't.
a lot.
Yeah, and I appreciate your stance on that and really emphasizing the fact that it is illegal and it doesn't have the clinical attention that it should have. And listen, I'm not condoning people using this because there's a lot of variables in place that if you're not psychologically stable, if you're not in the best place in your life, like there's a lot of things that could make it a very bad experience and a traumatic experience, and it could
Yes.
make things worse. So I want people to realize too. I approached this from a a more scientific perspective. I did my due diligence and I did my research, and I made sure that I was doing it safely and
Yep.
like the right place, the right setting, the right environment with the right people. And essentially, it was just like my wife and I. We just locked ourselves in the apartment, and we had this very amazing mystical experience. And I was listening to all my favorite music I listened to growing up that I recently abandoned because I got into Jersey Club. Like I was listening to Led Zeppelin, I was listening to Queen, I was listening to Pink Floyd, Elton John, all these people that really inspired me growing up as a musician. And it was like a nice hard reset, and it shows in the music dramatically.
Yeah.
So
No,
I think, but the actual song itself is called Sunscreen because back when I was, this is a song I forgot about quite a bit, but back when I was growing up, my mom used to play this really old record for me called Everybody's Free. And I think with everything going on in the world right now in the current state, that's all people truly want is to be free and to experience just this unity and and this love for everybody else. So I want the song to be something that uplifts people and gives them the sense of freedom.
yeah.
That's killer, man. Chris, when do you
It's awesome.
check that up? So this is unreleased tease music. Again, not final, but this is a little preview into what's going on with Tyler and Tease and this new wave. So
And this is long. This is Jersey Club's usually like a minute and a half, 2 minutes long. This is
This is like a soundtrack.
yeah, no, this is great. I love it. So I'm gonna hit play
Thank
on
you.
this now. So let's give it a listen.
Loving the vibe, man.
Thank you.
Loving it.
Appreciate that.
It's kind of like a little bit of Millennium, a little bit of Tease, a little bit of just like West Coast vibe, man. I love it. That's cool.
Yeah, I could feel that where you got that inspiration from those older tracks that you listened to growing up. That's for sure.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
could feel
entirely.
that.
I really, really tried going back into the music that really got me hooked. Like when I first, when I first started maybe realizing music was something that I wanted to take up as even just a hobby. Back when I was, like I started playing guitar when I was 12, 13, something like that. And, like my mom would constantly blast music. I think she played more music around the crib than I did, constantly playing like Cher and James Brown, Michael Jackson, Elton John, all the artists that really made me love music in the fucking first place. And I felt over these last few years, I developed a detachment from it. And, yeah, so now it's all coming back out to the surface and through the Tease project, which I'm really excited about.
Love it, man. We are so happy that we were able to support. Can you throw his Instagram up there so people can see it?
Yeah, I gotta run over to the other computer.
Yeah, we're just happy to we're just happy to support, man, and I'm glad that we were able to connect. I was looking through some old videos of me and you playing at Headliner a couple years ago. Long time.
Yeah, that was a while ago,
long
man.
time ago, man. And that was
Yeah.
cool. That was cool. We did a little stuff there, and then I know you were kind of off doing your own thing, but I'm glad we were able to connect, and I'm happy that we were able to support. So, and just so you know, and like
course.
for your fans and everyone that supports you, like this episode of Parlor Talk will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. So
Sick, yeah. Send it over.
People can hear a little bit more into your story, which I think is so important when people are looking to connect with artists that they, but aside from like the Instagram and all that other shit, like you're a real guy sitting there. So
Yeah, man, and I think that's also something that for me personally is something I had to combat over the last few years, because
Right.
what started happening with just initially even when my bootlegs and like the Jersey Club remixes started getting traction, then Whistle came out, and you go out and you start playing these shows, and you're starting to be surrounded by other much more successful artists than you are. You almost feel like you need to adopt the lifestyle that these people around you are adopting. Like
Yeah.
they're all wearing these Adidas jumpsuits and rocking these fucking chains and buying all this unnecessary bullshit. And I tried to. I ended up becoming a reflection of that, which inevitably became a downfall of mine in a lot of ways. So the best advice that I can give for you is, like, regardless of the people you experience around you, no matter where you go, whether you're touring or playing shows or wherever the industry takes you, you just have to truly stick to the most genuine version of you and not change up. And then if you're surrounding yourself with people that are trying to encourage you to change up in a way that doesn't resonate with you, it's okay to change your circle. That's fine.
that's killer advice, man. But well said. I couldn't say it any better myself, man.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Thank you.
But Tyler, thanks for coming on the Parlor Talk. We appreciate you and everyone
Thank
right
you.
now. If you can, we put Tease's his Instagram is up there, so check him out. Go follow him, and there's some exciting, amazing projects coming out of the West Coast from the homie DJ
Of course,
Tease, man. Thank you so much
Thank
for being
you,
on Parlor
guys.
Talk. Be safe,
Tyler,
brother.
thank you, bro.
Namaste.
Take care.
Namaste.
Talk to you soon, bro.
Later, homies.
Yeah, be safe,
course.
brother. All right, so that concludes tonight's episode. We had two amazing people, Jason Keats and Tease from the West Coast, OG homie, putting out some really awesome music. But we're looking forward to some really dope episodes coming up. So tomorrow, I need everyone to tune in. We have a huge episode. First up, we have DQ, Mr. DQ himself, DQ's bar, DQ sauce, DQ everything, the CrossFit maniac. Guy's a personal close friend of mine. I have nothing but nice things to say about him, and we're going to bring him on tomorrow to talk a little bit about his sauce, his products, and just meet the man behind the bar. If you don't already know him, he's the nicest guy. Would take his shirt off for anyone, right off his back to help you out. So we're excited to host DQ, and after that, we have one of the biggest personalities that I know as a female bartender. Shout out to Jen Strong, who's coming on all the way from, I don't even know where she lives, maybe Hoboken, maybe North Jersey, who knows. But Jen is coming on tomorrow, and we're gonna we got some cool segments we're gonna do with her. We're gonna do some jokes. We're gonna do some hot pepper eating contests, and we're gonna dive into her DMs. She's gonna read us some creepy DMs tomorrow, and we're excited to hear some of that trash that's gonna come out of there because I can't even imagine. But two huge personalities tomorrow. Next episode is gonna be an absolute monster. Right now, if you guys are still tuned in, make sure you guys subscribe because for tomorrow's episode, we are going to choose one of our subscribers. If you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you will have a chance to win a DQ sauce package. So we're going to send you a couple different flavors free. All you got to do is subscribe to our channel and check in on the... no, they can't see it, man. It's a 70, bro.
Whatever. They don't even know what that means.
They don't even know what that means. Okay, so like I said, tomorrow, tune in. We're giving away some free DQ sauce for anyone that subscribes, and you check in on the chat on our YouTube channel. Here, if you just hold it up here, they'll be able to see it.
It's like a mile away.
Mile
This is
away.
it.
Mile away. And the feed cut.
Oh man, we're still here though. Battery must have died. Oh well. Until next.